All of you see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. So, and I already did a great introduction. We are Pillow. We are based in Colombia, and we do workshops and programs on innovation methodologies. And we've worked with Samsung, we've worked with Adidas, we've worked with Hasbro. We've been fortunate enough to be on for like 8 years now in September. And we've worked with over 15,000 people here in Latin America. And we're very proud to be working alongside extraordinary people who achieve so many things on their own, and of course with our help. So this is Pillow. If you want to check us out, you can look for us in LinkedIn, on social media like Facebook and Instagram. But before we begin with the Pointstorming, I wanted to do a small icebreaker, and this is like a treasure hunt. I don't know if any of you have done a treasure hunt before, but we do it right now. I know that most of you are on the other side of the world, so it's probably afternoon there. You've probably just done with work, but I want you to pick up and go and search for the following thing. I want you to find a childhood memory. Whatever a childhood memory means to you. I mean, it could be a photo, it could be a teddy bear, anything that you could find quickly wherever you are, if you're at your office or perhaps if you're at your home. And just bring it to us right here. I give you like a minute for you to find it. Let's see, people are searching. A childhood memory. See, like Ana Maria is thinks that it looks like you have already found it. Oh, okay. Perfect. Seems like everybody has their childhood memory on board. Oh, Ana Maria has a nice one. Jessica also is showing us one. All right. So I don't know, Ana Maria, do you want me to would you help me select or spotlight one of them so they can show it to us?
Yes. There we go. I stopped sharing. Who do you want to spotlight, Monica? Let's show her. Let's give it a. Let's show it again.
Let's go to the screen.
Horrible.
I mean, there are a lot of interesting things over here. There's a photo. I'm very interested in what Suzanne is showing us to us. But before Suzanne opens her microphone, I want us all to kind of take a guess. Like, what is Suzanne showing us? That it's her childhood memory. What do you think it says about her? You can all put it in the chat, or if you want to open up your microphones, you can also speak it out before Suzanne tell us her story. So, what do you think it says about her? So, Ana Maria, you wanna jump in?
Yes, because I think exactly Suzanne is creative.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me to thinking of something like playfulness, like playing with beads and creating things. So like doing things with her hands and putting things together in a new shape.
All right. Bern says Bern said he didn't find any childhood things, but you can share your photo. Perfect. Mika says Suzanne is an entrepreneur. This means she started a jewelry business when she was like 4 years old. I was going for that, Mika. I also thought that maybe she beat it herself, and that's why it's so precious to her. Who else wants to jump in? What do you think is her favorite food, for example? What does Suzanne like to eat? Just picturing that. Maybe she doesn't like meat. She's just vegetarian. What do you think? I think Suzanne likes jelly beans, says Jessica. Or you really enjoy a big slice of pizza. Although who wouldn't like that kind of pizza? I'm very, even if I just had breakfast, I would like a piece of that slice pizza. Perfect. Well, Suzanne, I think did we guess right? Did you do this yourself? Are you an entrepreneur? Just open up your microphone and share your story with us.
Thanks. Yeah, I am an entrepreneur, but actually I started at the age of 45 and not 4. So really a late entrepreneur. No, this is those are kind of beads that you can iron. So you kind of can form them into various things. And I did them as a child, and they still exist. So you still can buy them. So they have really a long life, kind of thing. And I did them as a child, and now I've been doing that with my son last year, kind of during all of summer, basically. So that was really kind of a COVID thing. And we actually had a Christmas tree last year with just those beads hanging as kind of.
Wow.
It was really kitschy, but it was kind of really fun. So, but yeah, I did that as a child. So creative side is definitely something. Less for the jelly beans, more for the pizza.
Awesome. I mean, it's really lasted a few years. I've never done like, it works with heat, doesn't it? And it sticks with heat.
Yeah, you iron it basically. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Susan, for sharing that with us. I see that Bern has shared a picture of him when he was little. That's so cute. With a little guitar. Do you still play guitar, Bernard?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, that's right. So I couldn't play at the time. I just posed, but meanwhile, I learned to play.
That's awesome. I know that our parents did take their sweet time taking us photo, even if we didn't do any of them pictures or weren't aware of it. Well, thank you so much for everyone. We don't have time to analyze each of the objects you brought to us, but I think it's a very valuable thing to share. It speaks loads about ourselves and our personality, and that's why I like to do this exercise. And it's also like an exercise of observation and intuition. Look how someone just guessed that Suzanne was an entrepreneur. How did you come to guess she was an entrepreneur? What was it that the object that she brought or how she looks told you about that she was an entrepreneur? And those are the things that sometimes we have to look at. We have to like train a little bit more of our observation skills and our intuition and experience. And each time we meet someone else, we meet something new, we can approach it in a better way and understand it a whole lot more better. So I hope that you enjoyed this small icebreaker, and so we can already jump into what is pointstorming. So that's the subject for today. So let's jump right into it. I'll share my screen again. Perfect. So, like I said, so just like observation and intuition, creativity is also like a muscle. And as a muscle, we have to train it up every day, just like that sweet Corgi is doing right now. So what is pointstorming? We must not confuse pointstorming with brainstorming. If any of you have done brainstorming sessions, it's not quite the same thing. So brainstorming is usually the session where you gather up a whole bunch of people to generate ideas. But pointstorming, on the other hand, is a session where you generate inputs for creative ideas. So what do we mean by this? Don't worry, we'll check it out. So today we're going to learn how to create inspirational material to spark more creative ideas. That's the whole point of pointstorming. So where do we start? Most of the time, we are problem solvers, so natural fixers. Once we are presented with a problem, we go straight to the solution. So it's like joining 2 points with a line, a straight line. So we have a problem, we have a solution. So for example, if I present to you a wet surface, what would you do? You can open up your microphones. I always invite people to jump in. So if I have a wet surface, what would you do immediately?
Wipe it.
Wipe it, dry it. Exactly. If I present to you a broken window, what would you do?
Change it.
Change it. Replace it.
I would
Some of us have
to destroy it to the very end because it's not destroyed. No. We don't often have that opportunity.
I think that's a very creative answer. I wouldn't have thought of destroying it more, but yes, you're totally right. It does need a little bit more drop into it. But look, it's more about imagining what we can do with a problem. So, for example, their light can be painted, right? Like this picture over here, or waste can be transformed for running, like these Adidas shoes, and rocks can be toys. So today's session is more about encouraging you to be more creative, to don't only jump straight into the next point. That perhaps you should observe a little bit more what's around you, what's in the context for you to come up with more creative solutions. So how can we achieve these new ideas? So we at Pillow define creativity as the ability to connect points that aren't closely linked. So for example, I have 2 points. So for one side, I have the problem where I need to hang my keys. And on the other side, you can just jump straight to the solution, which would be buy a key holder. But what happens if we add a 3rd point? In this case, I play tennis, and that's my hobby. And I have some balls hanging around at my house. So if I connected 3 points, this is what can happen. And in a way, you have to think that creativity it works very well within constraints, right? And far from being opposed to creativity, it makes creativity possible. I really do recommend this book if anyone has read it. It's called Inside the Box, and it's a little bit of what Pointstorming is about. So what happens when we mix in this other point? We can come up with solutions like this one. This is a very cute key hanger where we use a tennis ball and we just slice it in the middle. And that way we can just place our pencils, we can place our keys, and it just looks fun. It works perfectly. And this is what happens if you just start thinking about not straight lines as problem to solution, but add another point and see how we can come up with more options and more possibilities. So since this is pointstorming, the world is made up of points. That's what we're saying right here. And points can be things, they can be places, they can be persons. Pretty much points are surrounding us in every day. So what points, I'm gonna do a small exercise with you where I want you to identify a few points. But before I do this exercise, I wanna ask you the following question. I think Ana Maria will help me out with that. And the question is the following. I've been talking about creativity throughout at the beginning of this workshop. And I want to test, how do you identify yourself? Do you identify yourself as a creative person? Or perhaps you don't feel as creative in your everyday life? So if you want, go jump in and answer me that poll. I would think that's awesome. So 5 of you have already voted. Most of you are saying that you do consider yourself creative. I see 6 votes and 3 for no. Let's see, 2 people. Okay. I think we are done. And the poll says that 8 votes, 8 of you said that you do consider yourself a creative person, and 3 say that you're not a creative person. So I wanna see if someone who answered yes, do you consider yourself creative? If you could share with us why do you think you're creative? Someone who wants to jump in, raise your hand. We have shy people over here. You can, if you are shyer, you can always answer in the chat. That's also works great for us. But I see a raised hand from Bernd. Oh, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, Bernd. Tell us.
Okay. Well, a recent example. This morning, I started a session with students and had everything prepared, and then I realized there was one student in the group who had changed universities, and I had her in a different school in a similar program last year. So I thought, oh no, the poor girl, she's going through the same thing again. And so basically, I decided to do things differently, to revamp the whole thing on the spot, and to just focus on the activities that I hadn't done the previous year, and so on. So and I felt actually very good about it because I enjoyed it myself.
Awesome, thanks, Bernard. Yeah, I think in your sense, creativity is the way you adapt to changes quickly, right? It's a little bit of improvisation, but also managing what you have, your resources, and what you have around for you to come up with a new way of engaging with this student that already seen your content. I think that's awesome. And that proves that you're a great teacher too. I agree with Mónica. Thank you. And then I would like to hear someone who says that they don't think they're creative. I would like to know why. Why do you think that? And if someone who voted no would like to share their thoughts with us. Let's see.
I can go if you want to. No,
yeah, perfect.
Raising the hands cancel if you didn't see that. Okay, yeah. So in my case, it is pretty simple. So basically, I lack the visualization and artistic skills. It is very hard for me to paint a cat on the whiteboard, if you know what I mean. Those are basically circles, lines. That's my maximum. So that would be 1 point. And the second point is probably the strong tendency to being productive and efficient, which pushes you to simply jump into the solution that you are used to sometimes. Yes, so you just take the solution that you need, and here the time pressure will be the main feature. Yes, the more pressure from the time, the more we are keen on to jump into the solution that we already know, instead of just trying around in a different way.
Oh, thank you so much, Caroline, for sharing that for us. I mean, I've seen the creativity is all usually linked to creative and being artistical or being able to paint. And although that's one outlet of creativity, I do think that I invite you to to consider yourself more creative, because it's not only about being artistic or being able to draw correctly, but it's also about how you think, how you approach problem solving. I think that's where creativity kind of excels at, our way of approaching problems. And I agree with you. Sometimes time can be a pain in the ass, in the sense that sometimes we just go straight forward for the easiest and the solution that has already worked with us. But sometimes time is also a constraint that can help us be more creative. So thank you so much for both of you who share with us. And then we're now going to start with this exercise of creativity. So just like I said, I'm still sharing my screen, right? Yeah, perfect. So the world is made out of points. So I'm going to present you a couple of images, and I want you to identify the points in each image. So I'll do the first one with you. So for example, we have here a bicycle. So remember, points can be persons, it could be objects, it could be places. So what would you imagine the points will be in this bicycle? We can say that it's probably from a small girl, for example. What else can we say about this image? We could say they're probably going to ride the bike on a park. Perhaps do they ride this bike every day? Is it an everyday kind of bike? What else can you say about this one? What other points can you identify? You can write them up in the chat. In the city, says like Amsterdam. Yeah, Amsterdam is a very bicycle-friendly city. And Maria says it's free time, leisure. Wheels is another point. Thank you, Sebastian. Forest, it says Ana Maria. Bike for a woman, flowers. What else can you identify in this image? Delivery, says Fiona. Perfect green. Escape, freedom. Coming from the flower shop. Starting point and destination, brown. Perfect. I think we've done a good exercise with this one. Let's change it up. What about this one? What points do you identify in this image? I'm not going to help you out with this one. I want to see if you've been keening on your creativity. What else can you identify? So let's see over here. Socks, team player, training, equal pay, perseverance, Gordon Ramsay as a football player, legs, determination, being a jumper. Interesting. I've seen very interesting things over here. Blonde. Yeah, she's a blonde. She's a woman. I love that Susan already has added in with the equal pay part. Awesome. Let's go with the next one. What about this one? This one is a funny one. For those of you who sadness, noise. This one is funny because this is a pacifier that works as a volume turn. Reality, a mom who's frustrated and needs a break. Big eyes, gamification, fifth baby in 4th year. In 4 years, yes. Parents getting enough sleep. You can tell that I don't have kids. Perfect. Silence your colleagues. Suzanne, I think you're approaching this in a whole other way. I love it. I have this last one, which is fun also. This is like a towel. When you roll it up, it's like sushi. So what can you identify in this image? Fun. We have the sushi, we have food. Hungry again. Sorry, Caroline, I think I'm showing too much of food here. Reserving the spot next to the pool, team bonding. Sebastian says he wants one. Let's see if we can get one. Get one for you on your birthday. A napkin. A fun Halloween costume. Someone keen to on a Japan trip. Oishi. That's the Japanese word for delicious. Perfect, Fiona. Awesome. So this exercise is just for you to start training your muscles and start identifying the points that you can find in various objects and various problems. So as we said, creativity is the ability to connect points that aren't closely linked. So now that we have seen the points that we can identify on an object or in a situation, the next thing is how are we going to organize them? So we can organize them by color, by action, by temperature, by calories, weather, form. There are multiple ways of categorizing points. But for the purpose of this exercise, we'll just work with these two for now. So in one side we have place, and the other we have weather. So let's say that for place I have the beach, and for the weather I had hot. So I'm going to ask you the following. If I ask you to come up with a business idea by joining these 2 points, what would be your idea? What would be your business idea? Think, beach and hot. Let's see. I'm gonna see what you come up with in the chat. A beach bar, says Cheska. All right. A sizzling product that makes life easier in some way, selling ice popsicles, selling ice cream on the beach, portable shade, selling ice cream, selling small fans connected to your mobile phone, cold drinks, nail studio at the beach, flip-flops. Okay, I see that we are kind of squeezing those creative juices over here. Perfect. Now, if I ask you from all the answer that you've just shared with us in the chat, do you think this is the most creative answers that you have, or do you think you could come up with even more creative answers?
More.
Perfect. Then I'll just add another, because usually what people come up with, because these are very related points, is something like this, like selling ice cream, selling cold drinks, right? Those are the most common answers. That doesn't mean that it's wrong, but they are not the most creative answers. Now, what happens if we add a third point? So in this case, we're adding the movie theater. Now, this one is a little bit trickier. What can you come up, what business idea would you come up with if I add this third point? Let's see. You've been wanting to get more creative ideas. Ice cold popcorn, says Bern. Self-refreshing popcorn, says Sebastian. I think that Sebastian and Bern are in the similar wave. Rachel says virtual reality headset that cools you down while you watch on the beach. That would be nice. That would be very nice. I've heard also the idea of having sand on the movie theater. So Cheska says, ice theme, movie theater, get a taste of the Nordics while you're in the tropics. Awesome. Caroline says, playing movies in the evening and sell everything around it. Keep people long night and make them drunk. She's really thinking on the money side. She really wants to earn from her business idea. Theater says,
this is because they pay me for that. Again, easy jump.
Outdoor film screenings. So look, I think by adding this third point, I don't know if you agree with me, that you can, if you agree with me, you can put your thumbs up. But I think that your ideas have gone a little bit more creative from when we first approached from the beach and just the hot weather, right? I see that a lot of people agree with me. Okay. So we're grabbing onto something with this point storming. So look what we could come up with business ideas. So for example, Sprite did this shower where they use the inspired of how you do the sodas in cinemas. But you could also do the premiere of Jaws, the movie. I see your shocked faces. I will also be very scared to be floating around in that pool. But this is one of the creative ideas that you could come up with by joining those 3 points. Now, we'll do another exercise. So, for example, I have these 2 points. I have coffee in one side and then cookies. So we always say it's prohibited to hear people say cookies made out of coffee or flavored coffee. I would like for you to be a little bit more creative on what we could do with a business idea when we combine cookies and coffee. Let's see. Jessica is writing. She's having fun. I think if she's laughing, she's gonna come up with something very interesting. Coffee in a cookie glass that you can eat in the end. Coffee and cookie color soup. I would think that would look very good on your burn. What else do we have here? Crumbles you can add on top of your coffee. I think, Ana Maria, you have a very bright business idea over there. I would like that in my coffee next time. Coffee dip to spread on your cookies. Okay, Nicholas. I think you are also getting somewhere. Jessica says she can handle the pressure. Don't worry, I'm not asking for too much, I think. Perfect. I think you come up with very interesting ideas. Now we're going to add the third point to this one. And the third point will be this one, a pair of jeans. What do you think about a pair of jeans, a cookie, and coffee? I see you're writing. I'm excited to see what comes up. So washing powder that smells like coffee and cookies. Okay, Carolina. I would like that for my clothes. What else? Let's see over here. Blue cookies containing caffeine. On-the-go coffee and cookie paste that fits in your pocket for a sweet treat to go. I never seen cookie paste, maybe cookie dough paste, something like that. That would be good too. Let's see if someone else wants to share. Jessica says, a coffee slimming pill that allows you to lose weight while eating loads of cookies. So you can also fit into the slimmest jeans. I would like to see that if it's FDA approved. Cookie butter, cookies that don't increase your. I think we have a hungry bunch of participants over here. I'm so sorry that I can't offer you any food through here. Weird pants with cookies and coffee bean prints all over it. Jeans that have magic pockets. All right, I think Sebastian will agree with me that we have some very interesting ideas over here. So I have the following, which is this very interesting teapot, or what we say in Spanish, a taza, which has a pocket for you to put your cookie in. And so you can dip it in the coffee and then eat your cookie. Isn't it that awesome? I really love your ideas. And now we're going to put them even more to the test. So let's play a game. I was asking Ana Maria if anyone knew this game. It's called Stop. But before I introduce the game, there's one thing that we need to know. That
I think she's there now. Woohoo! Just in time.
Monica has heard you.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, Monica.
I'm so sorry.
We've prepared the dance for you. Okay, everyone, are we ready?
1, 2, 3, hit it.
Welcome back.
Hi, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
No
Internet
worries.
kind of fails me sometimes. So
No
where was I? Where did I left you?
Let's play a game, and for the game, we need a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
That's
We need
where
the
we
challenge. That's
Yes.
right. All right, so let me share my screen again, and then we'll do this quickly so we don't waste more time. All right. You see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I was going to play the example. We already have our, this is the part where I left off. That the challenge for today is how might we navigate the new hybrid reality in a smoother way. So that's the challenge that we put up here with the Butter community. And we want you to pointstorm your way to find the solution. So for that, I'm going to shortly come up with you with an example. So I have an example challenge over here which says how to strengthen a family's relationship. So in here, I've categorized the points in these 5 categories. So I have objects, people, actions, places, and time. And for each, I identified the following points. So for example, in objects, I have pan, necklace, cell phone, keys, and in people, I have my uncle, my dad. We can even talk about ghost. In people, we have actions, which is sing, wash, cook. In places, I have the elevator, the kitchen, the living room. And in time, which is one of the trickiest ones, I have now, time, the lunchtime, dawn, 24-hour, breakfast. So these are the kind of points that you could identify in the challenge. And how does pointstorming work? Just like we did in the exercise before, I want you to select a few points. You can do this in a random way, or if you want to select them between your group, you can also do that. And here I've selected necklace, mom, laugh, omnipresent, and night. And by joining these points together, we've come up with the following idea, which says it's a necklace for mothers that counts every time they laugh during the day at every place so that at night, the children have a happiness report of their mothers. That's the idea we've come up with by joining these 5 points. And we'll call this the happy mothers. So with this exercise, I think I'll jump right into our Miro board where we have prepared for you. Soon, Ana Maria will help me out by dividing each of you in groups. I think we'll be working in groups by 3. So hold on for a moment, and I'll be showing you the Miro board. So let's see, it's loading up. So just like I've shown in the exercise, we're gonna do this with the challenge that is how can we bring, how might we navigate the new hybrid reality smoother? And as you see, you all are guessing my Miro board. I have a board for each team. So just like we did with this exercise, I want you to find the most points, identify the most points you can in this challenge and categorize them by objects, by people, by actions, by time, and by place. I already started with you with some Post-its. You can multiply them. What I always say, we prefer that you go for quantity over quality. That's why we have totals. So we have a very brief time. I think we only have like 5 to 10 minutes to do this exercise. So use your time wisely. And once you have like 3 minutes or 5 minutes of identifying points, I want you to go straight into the mix and match part where you place the Post-its. and mix and match points, and then come up with the brightest and most creative ideas to solve this challenge that we have for this session. So, are there any questions, or is everything clear before we jump right into the breakout rooms?
Sorry, where's the list of the 5 buckets?
The list of the
with the items.
So no, we have
no.
The idea is that you come up with the items, that you identify.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
The points. Don't worry. It's good that we solved this problem. So the idea is that we have the challenge at hand, which is how might we navigate the new hybrid reality smoother, and each team must must identify the points that you can find in the challenge and categorize them in objects and people in actions. So you have posted there. And once you've come up with a good quantity of points, you can mix and match, just like we did in the exercise, and come up with solutions. Is that more clear for you, or if you continue to have questions, that will be okay too?
Monica, how many minutes do we beam them in the breakout rooms?
I think let's give them 7 minutes.
Perfect. All right, then we're going to pop and open the Miro board for you. Have fun.
Welcome back. How did it go?
Crazy.
Great.
I know. Time can be is the one that is pressuring us to complete. But I think that you've come up. I mean, Team 1 has some pretty interesting ideas over here. Let's see about Team 2. I think they just finished it up. If you want to add the last tweaks of ideas before we round up this pointstorming session. Wow. But I think you grasped the pointstorming session pretty well. I see that you've come up with some pretty good quantity of points identified on each teams. I see that the TV is a very organized, has a very organized team leader. All right. So, who wants to share what have you come up with from your team by mix and matching your points? So, what about, let's go for Team 1, who already has some ideas.
Susanna, do you want to go?
Shall I share? Yeah, so we had lo-fi, hip-hop, family having a party, regular work hours, and kitchen. And we said in order to kind of combine the office and the virtual, we kind of have a competition with our family, kind of create a 3-course meal with your family in the kitchen while all being virtually connected. And then you bring kind of whatever you cook and bake into the office the next day for kind of a taster session and voting, together, of course, with the family, kind of to substitute those open days. And then you have kind of an award party with lo-fi hip-hop playing, and you build community collaboration, love and tenderness and share, and it's all going to be great.
Awesome. I love that idea. I think that's awesome. I would do that. I mean, I usually say this for sure, but since I like to cook bread, I usually bring like cinnamon rolls to office the next day, and they have the first taste. Very cool. That's very awesome, Team 1. Let's go for Team 2. Who wants to share? I think Sebastian is raising his hand.
Yes, I have an idea. I choose chair, kids, brainstorm, lunchtime, and workstation. And the idea is collaborative workstation involving our kids, giving them a chair next to us to let them help us with ideas for our job.
I think that deserves some thumbs up from our team. Thanks, Sebastian. That's awesome. I love this, what this team has brought to the table. And let's hear it from Team 3. Who wants to speak from Team 3? Team 3.
I think we lost Rachel.
Oh no.
We got as far as coming up with some points.
Well, yeah, it seemed I did saw Matt. Poor Matt was struggling with the middle board.
Yeah, I wasn't helping too
whatever
much.
You can show us, Matt.
Well,
what did you find at least?
We came up with some points, and we were working on connecting
go ahead.
a coffee pot, a delivery person, watching Netflix, real time in the kitchen. and then the timer was up.
Oh man, this could have been
juicy. Points will come up with. I think that there is a kitchen things around here. I think that we are really hungry for some food, but that's okay. I really hope that after this workshop, you go straight to the kitchen and go and attack your fridge for some food. But I think if we could choose a winner, I definitely would go for Team 1. The competition where you compete with you bake your food and then you share it the next day to the office. I don't know about the rest of you, what you thought about the ideas that people share with us, but I think they were awesome. I think this that I hope yeah, people are like, yay, Team 1. Well, I do think that time is up for us now. It's already 11 here, me, and we have an hour. Sorry that I had a very internet connection, but I really hope that through this whole Pointstorming workshop, you've learned that you are creative, that you can train your creative muscles with this association of points throughout your day, that you shouldn't just jump straight from problem to solution, but perhaps look for another point that you can join in to come up with more creative solutions. And that Pointstorming could be an ally for you and your team wherever you need it. So that's what we hope. Susan, I love that. I love that you love Pointstorming. We are going to send you our PDF with the format so you can use it if you want it with your team. And it's available for you. And well, I'm so happy that you could join us in this Pointstorming session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica. And
thank you.
I have popped Monica's LinkedIn if you want to connect with her, and the Pillow website to see the amazing things that these guys are doing in terms of innovation and creativity, and obviously the link to the Butter community, because hey, that's where the action happens. So thank you so much. Hey, this is what I'm like. Close your face to the camera and then give me like some wiggles. Woo! Thank you, guys. It was great seeing you. Have a great rest of the day. And hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.